Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Naram Promotion, the real deal podcast show. I'm telling you. Always pray when you're going out, pray when you're coming in. And always remember, God is in control. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you remember Kayla Martin? Kayla Martin is now in the Dominican Republic. I'm telling you. There she is. She took the flight today, and she's now in the Dominican Republic to contest the gymnastic tournament. And we wish her and her team all the best. And also Coach Jodianne, who is leading the charge, and her entourage, and the entire team. We say Godspeed and God bless, and a safe journey, and a great competition, and a safe journey back home. So big up to Kayla Martin. Her grandmother is so ecstatic, and I'm going to bring some clips and so on the weekend, so you can see what's going on with the competition there in the in the Dominican Republic. So, ladies and gentlemen, I must say a big thank you to each and everyone who helped her to get to the Dominican Republic. As you can see, she's all smiles, and we say Godspeed to you. Congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to regular programming. And before we do that, I did not give the joke of the day on Monday at PIP Mondays, but I'm going to give you a couple of jokes today to set the tone for the rest of the show. It's a packed show, so you got to fasten your seatbelts, because this is going to be a smooth ride all the way to the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with Pananak. And this is DJ SSMG, Miami's baddest selector. You remember him? Well, they have a thing called Pananak in every Tuesday in Florida. But as you know, I'm going to use the video clips from that to lead into the rum season. You know that is rum season, right? It is rum season in Jamaica. I hope you guys did not miss the opportunity to buy shares in J. Ray and Nephew, and also Rum Bar and all them good stuff, right? Because you have the summer season combined with the election season, so you have a free rum season. I tell you. So, because you have the free rum season, guess what? Let's check this out, guys. I tell you. Listen to this. Here we go.
Now. Maybe I drink too much, but when I think of rum, I want to drink so much. I drink it night and day. Drink it and have no fear. But if only you will help me drink more rum, I wish I could go back to the very first day I drink rum. I should have drank so much because it tastes so nice. And by now I know I can't stop drink rum. I will drink it until the day that I die. Rum nice. I love rum. Please say your love rum too. Say your love rum too. This year it will change our life forever. And I promise that we will always drink together till the end of time.
Goodness gracious me. I told you it's rum season in Jamaica. You know what I mean? So, you think you've seen it all. And here's another clip I want to share with you for rum season in Jamaica. And if you think I'm joking, guys, this is a big deal in Jamaica when we say free rum season, and it's for real. So let's add this to the stage here, and let's see what's going on with this one. Here we go. Let's reset that here. Goodness gracious me. Rum season. I tell you, I can't get enough of it. It is rum season, guys. I tell you. So it seems as if I did not put that on stage, did I? So I'll do that in the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to some serious serious stuff here. It was nomination day in Jamaica. The elections are up, and the nomination happened on Monday. So we're looking forward to the general election, and this is some of the gimmicks. And this is another joke, guys. I gotta give you it. I'm telling you, it is fun in Jamaica at the moment. So I'm gonna share with you. Let's cancel that, and we're gonna bring a video on stage. So just to give you a highlight of what's going on down there in election season. So here we go. So let's share this video.
What are you voting for? I don't know. I sell vote. See you Lord pan a vote. Me give my man a jacket and give me a coat. So me give him a tote, then him bring me a coat. So this election afloat, me afloat. PNP make house affordable, cheap like the knuckle.
So you're repping time comes.
Time come for the what?
Your colors.
Oh yeah, you see me? Big up market share.
How do you feel about the extra 2 hours given to schools for students?
Where's that? You want got school to where? No, me there.
Labor rights.
You're choosing Jamaica.
For the what?
The colors you're repping.
Oh yeah.
Vote for Labour Party. It's a pretty.
Them give us school bus and the wheel and the bus go round and round. Rhoda Isabella.
You mean Rhoda Moy?
Rhoda me for English pound.
Me choose Jamaica. Vote for Labour Party. We're doing good for you.
How do you feel about other parties?
At what time? 1 p.m.
So why this party?
Me no know. Me even know who them. Big up Casey.
You mean JPP?
Yeah, them not a song. Link up for the dub, JPP. JPP, we no PP. She wa wee wee. We a lily, pan a C wee wee, pan a DDD. I'm in a TT. How would in here? How would in? How would that person? Marcus Garvey say, I have a dream.
You mean Martin Luther King?
Not the same man. Rastafari, Bob Marley, Selassie, Africa, Ethiopia.
It's always fun being in Jamaica, you know that. So it's election season, guys, and you know we've got a show lined up for you. We're going to talk about the Jamaican nomination, the events that goes on there, and then we're going to touch on um, U.S. immigration. There's a lot of changes happening right here in the summer that you need to know about because immigration has changed forever and ever. Whether you're coming to the U.S. on a visitor's visa, you're migrating to the U.S. or you're here in the U.S. and also if you're seeking your citizenship, and even citizens are being affected by the changes that are happening. So you gotta stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, and comment, and click that notification bell. So we're gonna work through the show. Then at the end, we're gonna also touch on some community events and also community parties and also other things that are going on. All right, so let's dive in to the election season and let's see what is in store for us as nomination day happened, right? And I'm going to share a video with you of how nomination day opened up to the public. So let me share that with you guys quickly, and let's see how that goes. I think we're good. Okay, here we go, and that's for the general election. Nomination day was very eventful, you know, um, and we gotta share that with you. It was a electric atmosphere all the way around, and I must say, guys, it's always festive in Jamaica, but this one was more, I'd say, of all the parties having parties, you know. So let's share that with you quickly. How election day opened up in Jamaica. Well, nomination day. Sorry.
I know here nomination center open. My name is Dawnette Lyons Gordon, returning officer for the constituency of Westmoreland Central. Declares nomination day open this 18th day of August 2025.
I'm feeling very confident today that the Member of Parliament, Omar Davis, will retain this seat for the second time.
Market time! Not suffer too much! Market time! And you must go! And you must go! Shower! 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 Power!
I feel absolutely privileged to know that South St. James has confidence in me, a daughter of the South, a Garland's girl, to represent them. Today starts the first day of the rest of our lives. I like to say that a better life begins now. And I'm proud to know that they believe in the mission and the vision I've shared with them, and that today we can start to pick up the pieces that have been broken over the last 10 years under Labour government and start to rebuild our South St. James together.
My name is Leon Cunningham. I'm representing St. James Southern. And you're representing the Jamaica Progressive Party?
Yes, I do.
Right, so you've just completed your nomination exercise today. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling happy and ready to go. See what I can achieve for the constituents.
Are you in any way at all concerned about the rivalries that you're going to be facing from the other parties coming up to the election?
No, I'm not afraid. The reasons being, I'm the last party to say, and the focus basically would not be on me. So I'm not afraid, and putting God first, that's a plus for me. So whatever you do, you put God first. So I put God first, and then I follow.
You're gonna keep the vibes going. You're gonna keep the vibes going and fight more. Yes? We're gonna come out to the main road. We're gonna show them the covers are disciplined people.
Patricia Duncan Sutherland, having paid your nomination fee and have presented the requisite documents, you are now duly nominated as a candidate for St. Andrew Eastern for the election on September 3rd.
How we don't care what the Liberites say or what they say we are.
So, ladies and gentlemen, nomination day went off really, really well, and it was peaceful for the most part, and more festive, and also more of a party kind of atmosphere, which is it's a good look for Jamaica. And also, I gotta say this: we have come a far, far way when it comes to elections. And I'm going to share, the results of nomination day, how they pan out, because there's a lot of parties that have sent up their own agents to represent the different constituencies in Jamaica, and it is a good look. And this is something that you should consider, that the way the atmosphere looks is kind of even Steven between the JLP PNP, and you're gonna I don't know, is it gonna be the first year that an alternative party tips the scale? Are you feeling that vibe there? Because I'm looking at it and I'm saying it could happen that a party, another party could tip that scale. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if this is going to be something that is going to be clear cut, because and you can tell me in the comment section, what do you think here? Because it seems to be a close election. That's what I'm seeing. And it's going to be a very, very tight race. So let's look at the what's going on here. You got the Jamaica Labour Party with 63 um, agents to represent that party in all the constituencies, and also the PNP also. But there's 47 people representing the Jamaica Progressive Party, and also 7 representing the United, what you call it, the UIC. So also you have 9 independents. So how do you see that? Because it could boil down to the bottom 3 deciding where the country goes. Goodness gracious me. But look at this breakdown of all these people who are representing the different constituencies, and the breakdown of it's 5 different categories, 5 different parties. So I'm thinking that this year, with 47 um, agents of the Jamaica Progressive Party involved here, and you have 7 United Independent Congress, as UIC members also vying for your votes, and 9 independents, that could split the vote in certain constituencies. So we got to watch this carefully, because this could be one of the first year that the bottom 3 all dictates who wins. Goodness gracious me, this is heating up to be a beautiful, beautiful election season. So let's look a little bit further, guys. So let's look at also let's check out a little bit more about the debates. Now, the debate dates have been set, but I'm not seeing, I don't know if you're seeing it, but I am not seeing um, the bottom 3 represented. They're calling names of the Jamaica Labour Party and the PNP, but what about the Jamaica Progressive and also the JPP, UIC, and the Independents? I'm not getting any traction on that they will be a part of the debate. So it is critical that they are a part of the debate. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but it would be necessary to have them in there, since they have people representing their party for the general election. So let's check that out and look at the dates that now are being flaunted for the 3 debates before the election. So let's check that out, guys, right now. So here we go. We're going to check out these dates.
The Jamaica Debates Commission presents the General Elections Debates in association with Scotiabank for Ever Future, Kendall, The Taste of Quality, Blue, NCB, Arc Manufacturing, Water, Glasgow Foundation, and Jamaica Group, Miss Birdie, and VM Group. See the 2 major political parties debate national issues live August 23, 26, and 28 at 9 p.m. It's a political must-see. Don't miss the General Elections Debates presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
So you've got the dates. So the dates are set for the debates. So it's going to be in quick succession. So you're talking within 1 week, you're going to have 3 debates. This is and on 3 different topics, and it's going to be more of a team kind of a debate. That's what the details I'm getting here. So you got to check it out, guys. This is a big, big deal. And let's look at the comment section. Okay, here we go. So what do you think about that? Do you welcome the strategy and also what they've put together in terms of the debate? Just tell me in the comments section. All right. So these 3 debates have been set up for different segments, and I think the last debate is between the 2 leaders. It's about leadership. You have about the economy and also the social things about the social scene in Jamaica. So there's 3 different categories, and you have 3 different teams debating that. But at the end, you have both leaders. They're going to hash that out about leadership. So that's going to be interesting, and especially the second debate about the economy is going to be absolutely necessary to watch. The first debate, which is in a couple of days, I do believe, that debate is going to set the tone for the rest of the 2 debates. So believe me, it's going to be absolutely interesting, and you got to tune in to watch it, because it's going to make some waves. You know what I mean? Because the country is split in terms of those who want to steer the course that Jamaica is on right now, and those who are saying it's time for a change because there's a short change. You know, them short change it. So the theme time come. Um, and the Jamaica Labour Party is saying think wisely. Um, they're saying look what we have done in the last 8 years, but in the last month or so, things have been moving much faster. You know what I mean? So the people are saying, "Oh, what is father?" Road I think said it, free rum. So there's a lot of you have a divided country at the moment. But I like the way the two parties or the members of the two parties are conducting themselves because it's more festive, and we like that. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing to see from overseas. You know what I mean? That Jamaica is really has grown up. You know what I mean? So we say
Congratulations, well done.
So it's a beautiful look because after elections, you will realize that your life goes on as well. So, but you have to decide who you need to lead this country. And I do believe the bottom three, that's the JPP and the UIC and the independents, may play a major role in deciding who leads the country. It's set up that way. If you have so much representation on their part, it it could swing that way. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could. But the turnout between the PNP and the JLP is kind of even, Steven. If you see what I'm saying, but the media is kind of, I think a lot of the media is swaying their coverage on the JLP mostly. So that's unfair. That's based on my knowledge, but you can tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's what I'm seeing from this end. There's more coverage of the JLP than the PNP, but when you look at the turnout for both parties, it's kind of even, Steven. You know what I mean? So it's kind of even. But let's look at the rally of the Jamaica Labour Party, where Christopher Tufton made a mess of himself when he um he misrepresented the facts with Katie Knight. That was a blunder on his part, but the rally was huge. And let's look at that one first. I'm going to share my screen here, guys. So let's see. Let's go and let's share that with everybody. And here we go. Let's go, guys. Let's bring that on stage and let's hear Christopher talk.
Means that we have done things for you that nobody else has done. For example, the lowest unemployment rate in the history of Jamaica means more jobs for more Jamaicans than any time before. The lowest poverty rate in Jamaica's history means more opportunities for you to build wealth and uplift your families than any other time in the history of this country. The lowest murder rate in 30 years means safer for communities for you and your children over the past 30.
So that was a mass rally in halfway three that from Christopher Tufton and the whole JLP mass that gathered in halfway three. So, but you got to understand that we got to check this out, guys. So let's check this out for a second. Let's move on to the first casualties. Yeah, the first casualties after during nomination day, and this is kind of a joke for a lot of people. So let me share that with you, and let's move on from there. About Floyd Green, you got it. Did you hear about it? Let's check it out. I think Floyd Green was one of the first casualties. Let's hear how that went, and here we go, guys. Check this out.
Jamaica. I was just informed that the outgoing member of parliament, Floyd Green, for Southwest St. Anne, a short while ago collapsed in Black River, and they have made way with him to the Black River Hospital. Breaking news, Jamaica, in St. Elizabeth. Floyd Green collapsed a short while ago, and they had to rush him to the Black.
I don't know how true this is, but if it did happen, this is all public knowledge of this clip that I'm posting. It was publicized, but it was funny for how the gentleman put it together in terms of what he was saying. But if this seriously happened, then we say a speedy recovery to the gentleman. So this video is just for entertainment. So let's continue to listen to it.
Black River Hospital. The pressure is on Jamaica. The pressure of Miranda Wellington. Let me tell you something, Jamaica. Let me tell you something. Enough of them are going to drop down come September 3rd. Is this a sign of what is to come? If you're just joining us, breaking news. Floyd Green of the Jamaica Labour Party collapsed a short while ago. He has been rushed to the Black River Hospital. Let us wish him all the very best. We know the pressure is on, but we are asked, not take it so serious, man. We know no get accustomed to the treasury. We can pull down the money. But you know if you take it so serious, man. We want to wish him all the very best. We know him on the other side, but we don't want to be, like them. So we hope a speedy recovery for Floyd Green, because we want him to lose the seat fair and square. Not true. We don't want him bow out and go say him health this and him health that and him can't go. No, we want him to stay there and face the music. Not true. Yes, man, because we want Miranda Wellington to put up a fair and balanced fight. So we don't want Floyd Green hop out of the race. So we wish him all the best and a speedy recovery. So for those of you who are just joining, breaking news, the Jamaica Labour Party candidate for Southwest St. Elizabeth, Floyd Green, collapsed a short while ago, and they had to rush him to the Black River Hospital. Now, I hope when you go to that hospital, Floyd Green, you will see firsthand the state of that hospital. And so you can come and be fair with yourself and tell the nation your experience there. So once again, Jamaica breaking news, Floyd Green of the Jamaica Labour Party, MP candidate for Southwest St. Anne, for the Southwest St. Elizabeth, I beg your pardon, for the Jamaica Labour Party, has collapsed under the pressures of Miranda Wellington. This is a sign. It is a test.
That was just so, ladies. It's election season, and if he did collapse, I must say, we were concerned. But I saw it as a joke, you know what I mean? So as a something light for this show, and I just had to bring it forward to lighten up the show for a little bit. But as that went on, let's look at the what happened in the streets, the festivity of the whole campaign trail. Both PNP, JLP were having fun. The voters we're just having a great time, and we got to look at it from the perspective that the country has grown up, and it's a good look. So here we go. So let's share this with you, and you can see what was really going on. So let's kind of fast forward that for a little bit. Here we go. All right, hold on a second. Yeah, let's bring it there. That shows the love in the streets. Goodness gracious me. What you say about that? Him dash him shot and change party same time. Goodness gracious me, guys. It's all fun. I'm telling you. It was a beautiful atmosphere down there. So let's look at some of the stuff that went on at the PNP mass rally. And let's check this out for a second because it's a good look. You know what I mean? Let's share the screen. And I'm telling you guys, it was amazing at the PNP mass rally. Let's get that on screen right now so that you can see what was going on there. So hold on a second. Here we go. Let's get some action to that. Here we go.
When September 3 comes, if you're going to put your ex beside your head, I want to put it beside your head. If you're
I'm the CFO of a company with about 300
So let's
employees.
get that off the screen. Yeah, and then we go back to regular programming. Here we go, guys.
Don't wait our local conference bigger than the national conference later right there again. Be a next one.
chairman of today's meeting, our party leader, and our comrades on the platform. The comrades from Houston and St. Andrew, let me welcome you to the Bastion constituency of Southeast St. Andrew. I want to say to the residents of Southeast St. Andrew, and those of you on Slide Road, for those of you in Woodford Park, for those of you in Vineyard Town, for those of you in Montana Gardens, for those of you in Langdale, for those of you in Swallowfield, for those of you in Seymour Lands, for those of you in New Kingston, for those of you in Monastery, I am your MP today. I will be your MP tomorrow, and I will be your MP on the night of September 3rd. I am representing this constituency from 2011. And every year, I've reported on my work as a member of parliament. I hear such man talk about report card. I've been doing a report card every single year. You know how your money is spent in this constituency. We deal with full transparency, accountability, and integrity in how I operate. And I will say to you, I will continue to represent your interests in the parliament, outside of the parliament.
I'm going to fast forward this
that
to
Southeast St.
the leader of
is
the
the best
party
constituency that
speaking.
you can
So let's fast forward that.
Comrade chairpersons of the meeting, all of the distinguished comrades on the platform, special shout out to Mrs. Golden.
Hey, are you Mark?
Let's get that off the screen and go back to regular programming. Here we go.
Why, this must be the biggest crowd in history ever come to a parish meeting. Crossroads, jam up and block up. We down so we do not carry. We up so, we round so. We then hear the way they go down man to man. I want to thank everybody who has come here tonight to show their support for their party and to show their love for their country, because time comes for a better life and we have to make it happen, and it starts with you, and I know you are going to make it happen. I am a member of parliament for the great constituency of South Central. Our constituency starts right here at the round. I want to pick up all the comrades of South Central here tonight. All of the Garden massive, all Trenchtown massive, all Jonestown massive, Cypress and Park, all of Rima, everywhere. I want to give up a few calls to them. Sarah and Louise, to mighty comrades. Comrades and friends, I want to give up all the people who are watching us tonight on the internet or in the way this mighty conference is being distributed. Comrades, to all undecided voters, you have an important choice to make. I hear the Prime Minister talk about he would love to make Jamaica into Singapore. When I heard that, I had to laugh inside my stomach and say, hey, imagine him talking about Singapore. Singapore's success was built
and honesty and integrity in government, and a very robust policy that fought against corruption. Jamaica cannot be or become Singapore when we wallow in the sinking sands of corruption under this government which he leads. That is why we are committed to the necessary reforms to improve accountability and transparency in this country. We are going to introduce the impeachment procedure because it sick my stomach when I saw the video of a member of parliament with a big stool in a car park beating up a woman bad, and nothing never come out of it. And that same person is running again for the Jamaica Labour Party in the biggest disrespect to women in the history of the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Goodness gracious me. And the election is heating up. So you got to decide who you want to vote for. Is it JLP, PNP, the JPP, the UIC, or the independents? There's a lot of them. So you got to make your choices. And I can't make it for you. But what I can do here is highlight a couple of things that went on during the nomination period and also what's going on during the campaign period. So let's look at some of the nomination day where both parties kind of clashed there, and it was a good clash, by the way. So let's share that with you and see what you say, what you think about this. So here we go. It was a beautiful thing. Let's share that on screen, and here we go. So let's look at the JLP side of things going on. Here we go. Let's get that going.
You're not going to believe what happened. Tell me.
So let's get that off screen and go back to regular programming. Here we go. Let's check that out. Here we go, guys. So this was during nomination day. And let me kind of fast. Okay. Here we go.
Campaign. It is fought at Church Street Police Station.
So that's kind of fast.
Dr. Harrison has been newly nominated. I hand you back to his worship, the mayor. Thank you very much. This is the most important election that we're going to have in history of Jamaica. Look at the broader picture. Even when they are in opposition and they lose and we come in, we look at some of the things that work and we pick out sense out of nonsense. And we put our bad ideas of some of the things there. And we come with good policies to ensure that you are better off. But then, I heard one of them people, one named Marky G, come the other day, and he said, any of them win, they must stop everything what JLP do. So the low crime rate, they are going to stop it. The no taxation, they are going to stop that. The low unemployment, they are going to stop it. The hospital where we have been up, they are going to stop it. The perimeter road.
So let's get that off screen and go back to regular programming. Here we go.
contribution in Parliament. And you sit down here and say, never hear who my deal is anything in Parliament. Lie them lie. But we have a rights, we have a task, and we have to defend. And we have to ensure that we defend prosperity. We have to ensure that we choose Dr. Chang, choose the UI Clark, choose the Jamaica Labour Party, and choose Jamaica. Let me hear it for the first member of Parliament for South Central. Let me hear it for the first minister of National Security. God bless you. I'm going to keep going. Next member of Parliament, here I come. And $37 million are spent on the water main. Every single lane in South Spring has water running in there. Every single lane in South Spring is Baba Green. So nobody not to worry about when they coming up from work or party at night that they went out them to again. Them walking on Baba Green. We are done. Another water program in Clover Hill.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we close down that segment, here we go. Just want to let you know that the election season, you got to represent the party and do what you need to do. You know what I mean? Your vote counts. So whatever you do, choose wisely. Will it be the PNP or is it going to be the Jamaica Labour Party? It's up to you what you choose because you also have the JPP, you have the UIC, and you also have the independent. So you have a lot of choices there, but you got to choose what works for you. You know what I mean? Which direction you want your country to go in? Who's telling you what you need to hear, and who's gonna solve your problems moving forward? Who's gonna lift the country in the right direction? And also remember, there's also an issue with the Alpart workers. Those people who work for Alumina Partners of Jamaica for 5, 10, 15, 20 years and 30 years who are not receiving their pension. So what's up with that? You know, we also have the sugar workers also and other entities in Jamaica that are not receiving their pension. And I don't hear anyone talking about that. And I hope that is touched in the debates that are coming up in a couple of days. So it would be nice to hear something. And all these people who are not receiving their pensions, it is now time for you to go and speak to your representatives and ask them the hard question: where is my pension? It is absolutely necessary that you speak about it. Let your voices be heard because the time come. You understand me? The time come. As I said, I apologize to my daughters, all the Alpart workers for not being on the island right now, as I have other medical procedures and also other obligations that are keeping back here. I apologize to my family and so on, and my friends for not attending the funerals down there, as I'm not able to at this point. I will be back on the island soon, and you will know the dates when that time comes. But we're going to shift gears now, guys, into U.S. immigration. There's a lot of changes that has been happening. Major changes have been happening in the last few days and moving forward. It is going to affect a lot of people, especially those who are seeking an immigration benefit, whether it be a visa, you're a green card, you're immigrating, or you're here trying to get your green card and also your citizenship, and even those who are citizens and traveling, some of these changes affect you. So you got to listen carefully. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell. Share this so that we can keep this family-friendly show alive. This is Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move into a segment that you need, for those who are with concerns, you need to know now. And why you need to know now is because these changes have recently took effect. The way the U.S. government and the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service, the National Visa Center, the embassies, the way they're looking at immigrants or the immigration process has changed. And it's changed in a significant way that now it's not business as usual. So let me give you, first of all, what are some of the mandatory changes that these all your cases. Let me first let Brad Bernstein tell you about it, and then we'll come back and talk about it, and I'll just comment on it briefly. Here we go.
Think you'll be able to skip that immigration interview? USCIS has just put it in writing in a new memo. Every person who needs to get an immigration interview based on a family petition includes anybody with any missing evidence in their application, anybody with any derogatory information in their application, anybody in a marriage with a large age gap, more than 10 years, anybody whose spouse or themselves filed a prior petition, whether approved or denied, any lawful permanent resident who got a green card through marriage who then turns around and marries somebody else within 5 years, and any person who is in removal. All of those groups are getting interviews no matter what. Now, just because you're off that list doesn't mean you're not getting an interview. You may or may not. But if you're on that list, expect to be called in for an interview. And if you're out of status and get denied at that interview, expect a removal hearing. Think you'll be able to skip that immigration?
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it live here. So all of the shenanigans that used to go on, like you get divorced and remarry within a short time. If you think you can avoid interviews these days, it's really going to happen. So you got to be prepared to know that they're looking at this from a different perspective, and they're scrutinizing you in a more comprehensive way. It's more targeted. So things have changed. They're not looking at immigration in the way it used to be. It has changed forever. And I've been saying that for multiple podcasts. I want to bring another video on stage with Brad here. And he's going to be talking about social media. Now, we've been talking about that for some time, but these changes that are now taking effect has now changed the trajectory and also the mindset of how they're looking at you from those perspectives. And we're going to go on a little bit more and talk about moral turpitude. So I'm going to put all of that together and summarize it for you in the end. But let's check out Brad Bernstein again, telling you about the social media aspect of things. So let's share that with you right now, so you can understand really what's or get the idea of what's really going on, because this is serious, guys. So check this out, and let's get him on stage here. And then, guys, you got to listen carefully. Here we go.
Sir, must be looking at your social media. You're going to scour everything, and they're going to look to deny you for anything anti-American. What is, if you're applying for a visa, a green card, even your citizenship, your social media could get you denied. On Tuesday, August 19th, the Trump administration changed the rules with immigration. Every time you go for an immigration benefit, an immigration officer must be looking at your social media. You're going to scour everything, and they're going to look to deny you for anything anti-American. What does that even mean? I'm going to surmise it could be posts criticizing the U.S. government, negative comments about U.S. leaders, or membership in groups or supporting groups that our government doesn't like. Definition's completely vague. We have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to assume that even harmless posts are going to be taken out of context and people are going to be denied for BS stuff. And this goes for everybody, people applying as students, visitors visas, people applying for green cards, even people applying for citizenship. So my advice is take down anything that could be twisted against you, because immigration is no longer just about filling out some paperwork. It's now completely about your online footprint. Follow me for the latest news on immigration issues.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me kind of summarize that for you. Your social media is going to be used to develop a profile of you and to probe into who you really are. Who is this person seeking this immigration benefit from the United States government? Why do you want to come here and who are you? So, if you notice, these changes have been coming for the last 7 months or since the last administration of Donald Trump. Because it says common sense must prevail. So you've had a lot of shenanigans going on here in the United States for those who ran through the border and those who are here. Countries that a lot of their citizens come here on visitors visa overstay, and they create a lot of crime and also fraud. And they're picking up on this. And they've been seeing this over a long time, but now is the time that they have changed it. They've worked out the math. They've worked out the science around it. So your social media is one of the critical components that they will look deep into. And also the questions they're asking is very probing, and it's like circling the wagons around your life. So if you lie to them now, down the road, if something happens or they review you, then you could be deported just on not by leaving out something like a social media account or misrepresenting yourself on a document, or based on things that they found that are negatively affecting the United States, like some things you have said, we like to talk. It could deny you. It could cause you to be deported or being denied. Gone are the days when you can just say anything online and then you're okay. It's not business as usual, because they're looking at you and building this profile of you. And if it does not seem right, then it could cause you to be denied, because there's a lot of powers in the agents at the immigration embassies and offices. There's a lot of power there. So these agents have to now analyze you based on the profile, because they're checking you before you get there. And they're analyzing you. So say, for example, you may look at it from a perspective that some things that you do will not affect you, but it builds a profile of you that could look negative. For example, let me use a video just to highlight that. And just as an example, I'm going to bring that on stage for a second. Let me get this one off. And I'm going to just give you a simple example of something that is very innocent, but it has a lasting effect, that it goes towards your character. Now, you may think that this is subtle. Let's look at this for a second, and then let me analyze it. So let's bring that on stage, and let's play that video for a second.
Beach one time! Tip for you to meet me run at the back. Me and you have cheating luck. My man gonna work and him not come back. The girl want your heart, but me no matter that. Hold it tight and don't let me go. Wine with me and me a wine with you. Secret love, how it feel good so. Nobody nothing know between me and you.
We don't own the rights to this music, nor the have I been given permission to say this. This is a video that's in the public eye, and I just want to use this as an illustration to you, ladies and gentlemen, so that you can understand the point I'm trying to put across. So this is just an illustration to each and every one, so that you understand the point.
You shouldn't get to that time of the night. What you want?
Carefully and look at the theme that I'm talking about.
Ladies, if you there look good, clock it, clock it, clock it.
So let's
Beach one time.
Let's pause that for a second and let's check what I'm saying to you. So this may look a little bit innocent to you. That it's a party, you're having fun, and it's a pool party. All right, cool. This video is on social media, and say for example, the individual in the video was married to someone, and they're at this pool party listening to this song, and then using gesticulations and also mime, lip syncing the song in a provocative way. Let's say that person was seeking an immigration benefit. Say they wanted a green card in the United States. They went to this party, acted that way, but they were alone in this video. Then it appears as if there's marital problems. You listen to the song that was playing. So what it does, it kind of paints a profile of the person that can be misconstrued as that person not having the right moral turpitude, moral compass, and that goes towards our moral turpitude. So everything that is posted is like a little piece of the building block that tells who you are, and who you associate with also tells who you are, who you listen to, the places you go, the way you conduct yourself tells who you are. Are you working? Are you contributing to society? Are you, we'd say, part of a social group? You know, taking care of your community or adding value to the United States. Each piece of that puzzle is put together and it builds a profile of you. And then you have these agents who are looking at this, and some things may not be as they look, but you have a person who's forming their own opinion based on what they're seeing and based on what you're doing. They're adding each aspect of your life together to form an opinion of who you are. And that's the direction USCIS is going. Let's look at another video here, because you may think this is a joke, but let's listen to Attorney McBean tell you what's really going on and this has to do with citizenship, but I'm going to analyze it at the end. That it goes across the board, how they're looking at the whole aspect of what's going on here. So that's part one. Let's go, guys.
August 15th, the Trump administration announced significant changes to how USCIS will evaluate the good moral character requirement for naturalization. This is more than just a procedural update. It is a fundamental shift that could make the citizenship process more challenging and unpredictable for thousands of applicants. Under the old rule, which was before August 15th, 2025, the good moral character was pretty much straightforward. It focused primarily on disqualifying criminal offenses like an aggravated felony and some other types of major problems that individuals had at the time that they were seeking naturalization, like big tax problems or child support problems or even infidelity. Cheating on your spouse is considered a character problem as well. You know, once an individual was able to rectify some of those problems, for the most part, they would be fine and would be able to overcome and get their citizenship approval. However, under this new policy, it instructs the officers to conduct a holistic assessment of your life. That's right. They're going to be diving deeper and focusing on what contributions have you made over the years here in the United States. It's no longer just about, oh, I've stayed out of trouble all these years or over the past 5 years during this statutory period. I've stayed out of trouble. I don't have anything on my record that could disqualify me. Yes, I owe the IRS some money, but I have a payment plan. Yes, I have child support issues, but I'm on a payment plan. They're not looking at those excuses, so to speak, anymore. According to the memo, they're not looking at it from that angle anymore. They're looking at what value have you added to us here in the United States? What contributions, positive contributions have you made while you've been here all these years? What have you been doing in the community? Or have you been working? Are you able to keep a steady job? They're looking at your contributions now under this good moral character requirement, and they can deny a person based on lack of good moral character. So it's much easier now under this new standard to deny folks of citizenship. This means that USCIS is no longer looking for the absence of wrongdoing. They're looking for positive contributions and scrutinizing behaviors that were previously overlooked. This goes beyond your criminal record. Okay, the new directive expands the definition of what constitutes lack of good moral character to include actions that are technically lawful but inconsistent with civil naturalization.
So if you just heard what Attorney Matt Bean said, even though some of the things that you do are lawful, they're putting these building blocks together to form an opinion of you, and then look at it from a moral turpitude perspective. That each of these pieces that they put together, what are you a positive member of society? They're looking at it from a different angle now, guys. And this goes across the board. It's not just for those who are seeking citizenship. It's for everyone, in whether you're seeking a visa, your green card, or you're trying to get your citizenship. I'm going to play a part 2 to this because this is absolutely important. If you notice, I spoke about the the social media. There's a lot of emphasis on that. Why? Because we live on our phones. Every day we're on these phones, like, and our whole lives are here on these phones. And that's your footprint. So they build this, all the pictures and videos and events that you've attended. Add that to your routine, your daily routine. Are you working, or you're at home most of the time wasting time? Are you here wasting time? Are you adding value to the United States? Are you adding value to yourself? Are you going back to school? Are you involved in community programs? Are you assisting other people through charities? What are you doing with your life? when they look through your social media, if you want to immigrate here, they're going to say, if you behave in a particular way and you are that type of person at your age, what are you doing with your life? What are you going to add to the United States? Why is it that you have all of this on your social media that's derogatory to the United States? They can turn you down. Things that are not so important to you, that is, or would seem innocent, as the video I showed you earlier. And let's show that video again. It may look innocent, guys. It may look innocent, but is it innocent? Let's think about it. It's just one of those days that you may be having fun at a party, and just the music in the background, the way you're behaving, it adds to that building block of your profile and your character. Check this out. So this is what I'm talking about. Here we go. So even though it looks innocent, and also you call it profiling, where what do you think about this person? So if this person is not working here in the United States for years, has not educated, gone back to college or join a community group, is contributing to society in a positive way, then you begin to profile that person, don't you? You're saying this out, in a Jamaica, and say, yeah, you understand? Yeah. Yeah, man. And you just depend upon them looks there, and yeah. So your profile, the man them more rub out the man miggle. They have dance every night. And you have a profile there. So what do you think when they see this? Yeah, the artist Ray, and you're not working. And you have floss every night. What do you think they're looking at when they see this on your social media? You have to, big up the thing. Yeah, you have the gun sign and all them thing there, and all the crew sign, and the Ray. You understand me? Yeah. All those things are like building blocks that they use to create a profile of you. Even though the profile that they create may not represent who you are, but you're guilty by association. So what are you doing with your life? So they put the other pieces of the puzzles together and see what you're doing. And even if you're doing some things positive, if the pendulum or the needle swings to something more negative, then there's a possibility that they could actually deny you because they're seeing something that they don't like. So why put yourself in that position? So let's listen to Attorney McBean again. And let's hear part 2 of what she has to say, because this has to do with moral turpitude, and it goes across the board. No matter what benefit you're looking for from the U.S. government, it applies to you, and you gotta understand how serious this is in terms of what's going on. So here we go, guys. Let's share that with you, and let's get her on stage here and start this video rolling.
Naturalization is envisioned not simply as a procedural immigration benefit, it's the greatest of all benefit, it says here, but it is a significant legal transformation and assimilation to a country that demands both allegiance and character. So they're looking to see whether you've really assimilated to the country or whether you're just here for the benefit of citizenship and all that comes along with that benefit. So under this new approach, when they're reviewing your application and interviewing you, they're going to be looking to see what positive contributions or attributes you have. What is it that you bring to the table? And they say it this way: going forward, USCIS officers must account for an alien's positive attributes and not simply the absence of misconduct. And they must take into account this holistic approach and look at these factors about you. Number one, sustained community involvement and contributions in the United States.
So I wanted to pay particular attention to what Attorney Mac Bean is saying here. Contributions to the United. Let me roll that back a couple of seconds, and I want you to listen carefully, because this goes across the board. Even if you're in another country and you're trying to come to the United States, what positive attributes do you have? Not just your qualifications, but what positive attributes do you have to take to the United States, to add to the United States culture? So here we go.
Approach and look at these factors about you. Number one, sustained community involvement and contributions in the United States. This can hurt some of you who are just, okay, I'm just going from work to home, work to home, work to home. That's it. I don't have any real life outside of work or home. I'm not really involved in anything. Yeah, I might go to church on a Sunday, but are you active in the church? Are you active in the community? Are you active in some nonprofit organization? Are you a volunteer? Do you do anything like that? Are you making any contributions to your community? They want to see sustained. This is not a one-time deal like, oh, I donated $1,000 to this charity or something like that. They're looking at sustained community involvement and contributions in the United States. Number two, family caregiving, responsibility and ties in the United States. They want to make sure that you're taking care of your relatives, guys. Are you taking care of your relatives? Yes or no? And what ties do you have here? Do you have a good amount of relatives here in the United States? And are they under your care? Thirdly, educational attainment. Did you go to school here? Did you better yourself? Did you earn high school diploma, associates, a bachelor's, any certificates? What have you done on the educational side of things? They're connecting that now to citizenship and character. Naturalization is envisioned not simply as a procedural immigration benefit, it's the greatest of all benefit, it says here, but it is a significant legal transformation and assimilation to a country that demands both allegiance and character. So,
ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Attorney Mac Bean, and it's a different perspective. They're looking at this from an entirely different position. So it's not business as usual. This is a huge change. Whether you know it or not, or you realize what I'm saying to you, this is a massive change from U.S. immigration. So, you got to understand the magnitude of it. So you can rewind the video, listen to it, and see if you can understand where the direction that the United States is trending to. It's a totally different change. It's a total change, sorry, in a totally different direction. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to touch on some community announcements, and then I'm going to touch on some community parties and also international parties. So let's dive into that and check those out. So first, we want to talk about let's see, Rakesh Memorial. That's going to be New Forest District in Manchester. This is going to be on September 28th at Well Road in Manchester. Let me kind of clear the banner so you can see the whole detail. So that's going to be in on Well Road in New Forest District in Manchester. So we urge that each and every one of you attend it to support the family so that they can heal and also recover from the ramifications of the loss of Rakesh, and you can also lend support to the family. You know, it's a big deal when you lose a loved one, and that stays with you, especially a parent losing a son. That's a massive, massive deal there. So, guys, I urge you to just check it out. You know what I mean? So let me bring on another. That's Chrissy Boo. Her setup and funeral is coming up, and I want to bring that on here. So the setup is on August 29th, and the funeral is August 30th. That's Chrissy Boo, and that her funeral is going to be at the Comapen Church of God of Prophecy in St. Elizabeth, and that this is DJ, our DJ friend. I got a brain fart, but that's my brethren, mother, and we say condolences to the family, and we hope that DJ Kino and the family will heal, and we say your inner prayers. So please say a prayer for each and every one, especially Rakesh family and also DJ Kino's family as well. As you can see, the setup is going to be at on August 29th and the funeral on August 30th. We say, you're in our prayers, brother, and God bless their souls. So, we're going to move on to some community parties and international parties. So let's start out with the international scene, and then we move to more of a local scene. Let's check this out. We're gonna move to, well, let's see who's on the list. Pauline's fish fry. So Pauline's fish fry, and I'm gonna bring that image up in a second. Um, let's get to the fish fry, and let's get that on screen here. So that's gonna be in New York. So that's Far Rockaway in New York. So we're gonna bring that on the stage here right now, and that's gonna be Pauline and Courtney. Courtney is the next JDF member, and we serve together. But that's on the 23rd. That's in 3 days from now, and we're saying hats off to Pauline. You know, it's going to be, they always have this every year, and it's kind of one of those link up where you have a massive amount of us come together at this event, and you see people you've never seen in a long time and some icons people. But Pauline and Courtney, they visit South Central, St. Elizabeth, Southeast St. Elizabeth, and Southwest Manchester very often. And we gotta hand it to them. They also have a guest house in St. Thomas and a hotel in Kingston, and they're also doing their thing here in the United States. And we say hats off to them and big up Pauline and Courtney, good friends of mine. We say on the 23rd, that's in a couple of days in Far Rockaway. That's 10:20. That's 10:15 Far Rockaway. 1015 Bay 31st Street, Far Rockaway, New York, 11691. And you can see on the menu here, there's going to be a lot of stuff there as usual. and we say hats off to Pauline and Courtney on the 23rd. We'll see it. So also we have Poppy. Poppy's Earth Strong, and as you can see, Louis Culture and the king himself advertised that. Look at my previous podcast, you can see it. And this is going to be Friday, August 29th. And this is 241-04 South Conduit Avenue in Queens, New York. This is going to be a big, big deal, guys. So this is one of the link up thing again, as I was saying to you. It's going to be a big, big deal. So you got to check it out. It's going to be amazing. So we that's the 29th. Yeah. So let's look at another event that's some time. It's going to be some time away. So this is Book It. Now Bucket is going to be in Junction, St. Elizabeth, and this is going to be October 26th in Junction City. They call it now. It's a city, right? But the Impact Events has been making a major impact in Junction, St. Elizabeth, and in and around South Central Jamaica. They're making a name for themselves, and they have some very, very affordable, fun parties, and this is one of them. And this is, I think, this is the return of Bucket, because it's a series of Bucket events. So this is a big, big deal in South Central Jamaica, and you got to check it out on October 26th of this year in Junction, St. Elizabeth. It's going to be epic, I can tell you that. But there's another event. This is my final one, and I'm going to highlight here. And this is by Muma Sketel. All right. So her year-to-year party, that's called Ambition Over Hype. And this is on December 6th. But we'll touch this one and Bucket, on consecutive shows. But this one is a big, big deal, guys. This is going to be absolutely epic and overloaded. She's well known, and I'm telling you, this sound TikTok is always there, DJ Splendid. And this is at Time Is Now Car Wash in Prospect District in Manchester. This is a big deal, and we say hats off to her. It's a year-to-year event. So this event sets the tone for Christmas, because it's early in December, it's overloaded, and it sets that tone of happiness for the rest of the month of December. So it's in our birthday period. So it's like a birthday party for her, and it's well attended every year, and it's an icon event that tatters the landscape of South Central Jamaica. This is one of the events that is there every year, guaranteed. And I'm telling you, she does a great job on the food, the entertainment. It's amazing. So check it out, guys. This is going to be a big deal. So big up to Muma Sketel. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this, that I'm going to share another video clip with you. And this one kind of sets the tone between Ninja Man. Yeah, it's kind of between Ninja Man and let's look at this. Let's get this on screen here, guys. It's between Ninja Man and we say Ninja Man and Yellow Man. Yeah, that's right. Ninja Man and Yellow Man. So let's see what is going on here. It's a very fun video to close the show. I saw it as fun to keep things light. So, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Here we go. So, check this out.
Anybody make that video? Talented. Now watch this. Where?
How are you doing? How are you doing, Ninja?
You frighten me. So you have to talk to me going.
Me? Can't frighten you. You don't see you belong in a horror movie.
Or you belong in a zoo.
Hush up your mouth. I have some manners.
But hear me I say.
Yeah.
More you tell me how the artists are so.
Oh,
Shell already.
Walk alone, run alone, drive alone. Make the money, then me heading right back home. Hold it through the obstacle, me never take alone. Did not struggle like type 4C here with a cope. And a little bit of girl, me make a moan. Text by my phone and I get a neck alone. As my come, I want to be left alone. Cause I am alone. I am alone.
I like it, I like it so.
Like it too.
But I one problem me have.
Oh, what that?
As a king, a dancer, him should have mentioned my name.
Come out of my studio.
Anybody?
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was lighthearted to end the show. We say, always pray when you're going out. Always pray when you're coming in. Always remember, God is in control. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of the Nara Promotion, the Real Deal podcast show. We say like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell to keep this family-friendly show alive. Share it so we can spread the news. You know what I mean? So there's something for everybody. And we keep it light, and we say keep the comments clean. And or if not, then we're gonna have to block you because we want to keep the show clean. So it's a family-friendly show, so we don't want any shenanigans. But like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you at the next show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Naram Promotions is at you.